Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to be discussing a fundamental topic in networking, the difference between TCP and UDP and the layers they reside in. So TCP and UDP are the two most common protocols used to transmit data over the internet. They operate at the transport layer of the OSI model, which is responsible for end-to-end communication between devices. We'll dive into details of TCP and UDP and help you understand the difference by the end of this video. Before we dive into the difference of TCP and UDP, let's first take a look at the transport layer, which is the layer that UDP and TCP reside in. The transport layer is the fourth layer of the OSI model, and its primary function is to provide a reliable and efficient data transfer between devices. It receives data from the session layer and breaks it down into smaller segments or packets that can be transmitted across the network. The transport layer is also responsible for reassembling these packets at the receiving end. Now let's talk about the two protocols that reside within this layer, TCP and UDP. So first, we'll quickly go over TCP. TCP, or Transmission Control Protocol, is a connection-oriented protocol. It ensures reliability of delivery of data by providing error checking, flow control, and retransmission of lost packets. TCP is used for applications that require reliable and orderly delivery of data, such as web browsing, email, and file transfer. UDP, or User Datagram Protocol, on the other hand, is a connectionless protocol. It does not provide error checking, flow control, or retransmission of lost packets. UDP is for applications that require fast transmission of data, such as video streaming and online gaming. So what are the key differences in TCP and UDP? So the first major difference is that TCP is a connection-oriented protocol, whereas UDP is connectionless. TCP sets up a connection between two devices before transmitting data, where UDP simply sends them without any connection being established. This means that TCP is slower than UDP in terms of data transmission, and it requires more overhead to establish the connection. The second major difference is that TCP provides error checking and retransmission of lost packets, where UDP does not. TCP ensures that data is transmitted without any errors. If any packets are lost, it retransmits them until they were received. UDP, on the other hand, does not provide any error checking if packets are lost. They are simply discarded. The third major difference is that TCP ensures ordered delivery of data, where UDP does not. TCP guarantees that data is received in the order it was transmitted, where UDP does not provide any guarantee regarding the order of data transmission. Let's summarize what we just learned. So TCP and UDP are at the fourth layer of the OSI model, which is responsible for end-to-end communication between devices. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol that provides reliable, ordered delivery of data. It has more overhead, slower data transmission, and ensures for error checking and retransmission of lost packets. UDP, on the other hand, is a connectionless protocol that provides faster data transmission but does not provide any error checking or retransmission of lost packets. That does not provide guarantee of data delivery or error checking, but is faster and has less overhead than TCP. UDP is commonly used in applications such as video streaming and online gaming and DNS resolution, where speed and low latencies are more important than reliability. Both TCP and UDP will have their strengths and weaknesses, and the choice of the protocol to use will depend on the specific requirements of the application and services being used.